This is not going to be a tutorial on any specific bridge, but instead a guide on how you can get into and improve as a bridger. So obviously this is Bedrock edition, and before you click off, Bedrock bridging has way more to offer than one might think. So now that you're interested, let's get into the actual video. So I'm going to assume that you already know how to MJ bridge. If you don't, I'm gonna link a tutorial on how to do it down in the description. After learning probably one of the most useful bridges, that being the MJ bridge, you're gonna want to learn 3 bridges. First, the Icy bridge, a core bridging method that you need to know if you want to learn other bridging methods. After that, the double bridge, another very important bridge that you need to learn. And finally, the L bridge, also needed for a lot of bridging methods. Again, I'm going to link a bunch of different tutorials on each bridge so you know how to do them. So now that you have learned, I would say probably the 3 main bridges, let's get into some slightly more complicated stuff. V1 and V2 turns. I recommend starting with V1 turns, since you have a little more time to react each time you turn. Once you get good at them, being able to do consistently about 3 turns, you can move on to V2 turns. After getting somewhat consistent with those bridges, let's move on to pattern bridges. First, the circle bridge, a classic bridge that every bridger is sure to learn, since it opens up 2 different other bridges, those being the spectrum bridge and the lunar bridge. After that, learn the heart bridge. Obviously, after learning the heart bridge, you're also gonna have learned how to do V3 turns. What that's gonna allow you to do is way harder stuff, like for example the X bridge. But in my opinion, you should wait a little before trying out that bridge, and instead learning one of the best bridges when it comes to efficiency, the celestial span, or C-span for short. With that bridge, since it's not the hardest bridge, you can actually use it in game, and there are many scenarios where that bridge is actually useful. But obviously, the Bedrock bridging community isn't really about useful bridges. Most bridges are just for fun, so if you want to skip that bridge, feel free. Now that you know all of those methods, you are going to be considered a good bridger. And in the leaderboards, on the official Discord bridging server, as of making this video, you will be around top 15. So let's say you want to keep improving. This is not good enough. Now let's get into the actual more complicated stuff. First, the double and triple Icy. 2 very difficult methods at first, but once you actually learn it, it's not that hard. Secondly, the zipper bridge, a very annoying bridge to learn, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually somewhat fun. After that, the X bridge, another pattern bridge that will help you improve at V3 turns. So now, you will probably be in the top 10 best bridgers. If you want to keep improving, join the Discord server. I'm not the owner or anything, but I want to see this community grow, and for other people to see how Bedrock bridging isn't just about holding right click, but allowing your imagination to take over on what bridges you should invent next. And if you feel like it, just go in a flat world and mess around with the Bedrock bridging mechanics. Thanks for watching and have a great time bridging.